Jay Fred, I mean, an incredible year for the Waratahs, going back to back. Like, what is that sort of...
Sorry. Oh, just down.
Sorry, let's start again. Jay Fred, an amazing year for the Waratahs, going back to back. What does that sort of mean to the group, particularly with the rising competition that has come in Super Rugby W?
I think it's really important. Like, this year was so competitive in comparison to previous years. So to be able to go back to back with such a competitive year was, I think, really important and really fun for the group.
And when it was a World Cup year, like when you start a year in club rugby, how much did you put an emphasis personally on really playing well for the Waratahs to make sure you're on that plane for England and have the World Cup that you did?
I think obviously being a World Cup year, there's that that added layer of pressure for like performing well leading up to the World Cup selection. So I think being able to play an extended amount of games with the Waratahs, obviously organising pre-season games leading up to the Super Rugby was really important to show how cohesive we were leading up to the back end of the season.
Gee, Fred, if we go back to Bristol, I remember you and Tabua talking about post-tournament blues and what that was going to be like after the World Cup. Have you had a time to decompress and kind of reflect on what that World Cup was like, and how much are you missing the other Warriors girls?
Yeah, there was definitely some post-tournament blues. I mean, obviously it hit some sooner than others with, there was girls that stayed on and travelled post-World Cup. So I came back straight away, which definitely hit me as soon as I came back. You know, you're not told to do what to do every minute of the day, and what do you do now, and how do you train to, you know, play in 3 or 4 months. So yeah, they definitely hit hard, but you know, it's the cycle of rugby, I think.
And obviously in 4 years now, we've got the World Cup on home soil. I guess the importance of Super Rugby Women's, though, to kind of lay that foundations. How crucial is that going to be to growing women's rugby to where it needs to be for that World Cup?
Yeah, 100%. Like, playing those high-level games is really important to building our skill and building our depth, and hopefully in the coming years leading up to the World Cup, we can extend the rounds of the amount of games that we play at that level, and yeah, like, it's really important leading up to a home World Cup.
George, 10 tests, do you have any kind of other, there's been talk around extending super seasons, would you like it to be extended, or is there any other thoughts that the playing group has around ways to kind of get more games from a provincial level?
I mean, there's a million ways you could go about it. Like, there's obviously extending to a home and away, or extending to across with the Opiki Super Rugby. So, I mean, it's a bit above my pay grade, but like, obviously playing more games at a higher level would be beneficial for the whole group, and building our depth leading up into the World Cup at home.
It was the same quarterfinal exit, but how much further do you think the national side's progressed, and you know, what kind of areas do you did you see the growth over the last few years since between the 2 World Cups?
I think definitely the growth in the depth of our squad. I mean, you've got incredible competition throughout multiple positions within the squad. Was really good to see throughout the World Cup, and hopefully we can keep growing that leading up into the next World Cup.
What was the highlight of the year?
I don't know, there's a few highlights. I mean, obviously going to the World Cup was a highlight in itself. Again, winning the Super Rugby was also a highlight. So, I mean, this whole year has been pretty great for me.
Yeah. Can you believe, though, just lastly, can you believe like the momentum behind women's sport and women's rugby particularly? Like, it was, you weren't at the final, but 82,000, but packed houses where you were playing as well, including in Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton was definitely awesome to see the support we got from the crowd. I mean, obviously they were majority England supporters, but just to see the people turning up to watch women's play in rugby, and then again at Twickenham, you know, a packed stadium and the second most attended crowd in world rugby history was awesome to see. So, I mean, hopefully we can keep growing the game and building towards the 29 World Cup, and hopefully we can replicate that and you know, go deep into the World Cup finals.